Hello and welcome to the Clever Fox YouTube channel. My name is Ilysse, and in today's video we are going to be using my Clever Fox daily planner. This is a daily planner that not only has room for you to map out every day, but also space to be able to plan out your week, set your priorities, and do some habit tracking. So join me today as we map out my week and also plan for the day. Make sure that you watch this whole video so you don't miss any of the daily planning tips and tricks that I'm sharing today. And also make sure you are subscribed to our channel and you have that notification bell turned on so that you don't miss any future videos. Let's get started. All right, so this is of course an undated planner, and I love an undated planner because I can use it whenever and I don't have to worry about wasting pages if something changes or I'm not able to use my planner on a certain day. So we are going to start by getting this dated, and we are going to do the week of October 20th to 26th. Okay, now this is a travel week, sort of. I have travel during the weekend, so this is going to be one of those weeks that I have fewer days to get everything done, but I really want to leave for my trip, which I'll talk about shortly, in like a good space. Things are clean at home. I'm caught up on work, all of that kind of stuff. So this week's main goal is going to be prepare for New Hampshire. We are going to a wedding in New Hampshire. I've never been to New Hampshire before, and it's about a 5.5-hour drive from us. So we're only going for the weekend, so it's going to be a little crazy, but we will make it work. We always make it work. The reward, if achieved, is a relaxing trip, and I'm gonna write peace upon return. There's nothing worse than coming back from a trip and feeling like everything is in disarray. So I really want to prioritize that. So now we're going to list out this week's priorities. I'm going to use a bullet point marker here. And I'm not really doing any specific color coding today. I'm just kind of using colors that are speaking to me right now and that I wanted to see in my planner. So this week's priorities are going to be pick up dress that I'm wearing to the wedding. It's not our wedding, but it is another wedding. It's the first wedding we're going to since being engaged, so I'm excited for that. Pick up dress. I want to wash our bedding right before we leave so we come home to clean sheets. It's something I love to do before I travel. Wash bedding. I want to make sure that my office is clean. I need to make sure that we take out our recycling. So we have a lot of recycling this week. And then I'm also just going to write in here, James suit for the wedding. Okay, so now we have our priorities down. Next up, I'm going to list out a work to-do list. Now, if you've seen our videos before, I tend to fill this in maybe halfway because I feel like when you write everything for the week in your planner before the week even starts, it can be, you're not really leaving room for things to change. So I do like to kind of balance out, making sure I have some things prepped, but also leaving room for other things that come up. So for work, my priorities for work this week, I'm looking at the dates and knowing what comes up, is going to be social, calendars, hosting, change. I work in website development, so some of the things that you'll see on here are going to be based on that. SEO, reporting, support, clean out, and billing, audit. And then again, we're going to leave that second part for other things that come up. Next, we're going to list out my personal to-do list. So some of these are in here. They don't need to be repeated. So other things are going to be added here. Schedule dress appointment. I am in the process of dress shopping for the wedding. At my wedding, not this is pick up a dress for the wedding we're going to. This is scheduling a dress appointment to find a dress for our wedding, which is in August of 2026. So the dress is really important because it can take a long time to come through. Also, this week, I'm going to need to pay my mortgage, pay my HOA, update Splitwise. That's an app that my fiance and I use to balance out our spending. So if we go to dinner and he pays, we use that app to add in what each of us spend on things so that at the end of the month we can balance it out. Because it's my home, I pay the mortgage, the HOA, but then we split all of those kinds of things. So when we go out, he tends to pay because then it'll like lower what he owes me in the long run. So we try to do this the last Thursday of the month. So that would be something that we'll do on Thursday. I can even note that here. Okay, next up is, I mentioned clean my office, but I'm also going to want to do laundry, and that'll be separate from washing our bedding. I'll need to buy a card for the wedding, and then look restaurants. So what we're doing to go to New Hampshire is, the wedding is on Saturday and we're driving north. I live in New Jersey. We're driving north on Friday, but we're staying in a different town than the town of the wedding. And then on Saturday, we're going to go to like brunch somewhere and then drive the extra hour or so to where the wedding is, and then check into a hotel, get ready, all of that. So I want to look up restaurants for us to go to on Saturday once we arrive in the wedding like city. Next up, let's look at, habits and skills, like switching gears. So habits and skills are going to be, I want to be cleaning every day, Monday through Friday, because then we're going away. We're going to work on reading, exercise. I'm going to write phone down, trying to be much more intentional lately about putting my phone down. I want to update it. I'm also trying to be better lately about tracking my spending every day. And then I think that because this is a short week, we'll stick with that. We're not gonna add more. It's really important when you're setting up your planner. It can be, let me back up. It can be very tempting to fill every single open space in a planner. But when you do that, sometimes, depending on what you have going on, you're not really giving yourself, you may be setting yourself up for failure and not success. A planner should be there to help you and set you up for success. But if you overfill your planner, you're leaving room for nothing else. And so on a week where maybe you've got a lot going on, don't feel obligated to list habits that you need to do every single day, or don't feel obligated to overfill a to-do list. Just really be mindful of those kinds of things. Now we can look at our life balance to-do list. So I'm going to do 3 workouts, and then we'll just kind of switch up the color here. My mom's birthday is the 29th, so I want to write here, plans for mom's birthday. Romance and relationships. Let's do, I'm going to write couple questions. A few months into our relationship, we went to Montreal, and that was a similar drive to what we're going to do for New Hampshire. And I bought these like couple cards that questions we could ask ourselves on the drive. So I think that it would be nice to revisit that now that we're, more than a year later, we're engaged, we're planning a wedding. So I think that would be good. Fun and recreation. We're going to write New Hampshire. So that's probably all the fun and recreation I'll have time for this week. Personal development. Let's do read 1 book. And I'm going to do for spiritual meditation. Okay, so now my week is set up and we're ready to get into the actual days. I've got my overview and now we're ready for the day. So let's do this pen here. Monday, October 20th, 2025. And today's main goal, let's look at my priorities and my to-do list, is going to be, let's pick up my dress, because if there's any problems with my dress, I got it hemmed, and if there's any problems, I need to know as soon as possible. So pick up dress. Just kind of double underline that because it's going to be very important. Then the priorities for today. After work, I'm going to go grocery shopping. So let's do that. Groceries, meal prep, and pay bills. And now we're ready for my schedule. So I'm not up from the 6 to 7 hour. So we're going to add a little sticker there just to kind of cover that up. Oh, that's going to cover up 7 too. We can put it higher. Okay. And then this is where we're going to do wake up and exercise. Here I'm going to write shower at 8, and at 8:30 I'm going to read. You'll notice that I'm incorporating my habits and my to-dos into my actual schedule. Now I'm going to take this color and actually use a ruler or a little card here. And I'm going to block this off because we're going to do a little bit of color coding for work. So from 9 to 1:30, I'll be working, and then from 2:30 to 5. So I always take my lunch break at 1:30. From 1:30 to 2:30, it's like my favorite time to take my lunch break because then I come back and I have like 2.5 hours left in the day. So moving some of my work to-do list over, I need to do a support clean out. At 11, I have a management meeting. 12 is when I do social calendars. So some of these are the same type of schedule every day, and then we leave room for other things that come up. And at 1 is billing. Then at 3 is review, and at 4 is support checks. Okay, so that is my work schedule. Again, leaving room for other things. Now, 5 o'clock is when I'm going to go to the grocery store. So we can come back to black because we used black here. Let's do grocery shopping. At 6, we can do meal prep. And then while meal prep is going on, like while things are cooking, I can also clean. Then let's do dinner. Let's give an hour for dinner. So we'll just kind of do that. And then 8 o'clock is going to be phone down. That's what I'm really trying to do. Phone down, spend time together. Okay, and that will be here. Let's just write go to bed. Okay, now we have the to-do list. So the to-do list is going to be a little bit different than the priorities because there are going to be other to-dos that happen kind of throughout the day. So let's add this here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't schedule a pick up the dress. See, this is the problem sometimes when we overdo it. Okay, we need to make sure that that happens because it's my main goal. So you know what? That's gonna be a lunch break thing. Yes, because this is my lunch break. So I'm going to put this in purple so I don't miss it. The seamstress is a half a mile away, so I'll be able to do that at that time. But I'm gonna put it here as well so that I don't. So we're going to write pick up dress, update budget, update splitwise, pay mortgage, pay HOA. I'm also going to look up restaurants, talk to James about the suit he's going to wear, make sure he has what he needs. And then what else? Let me look back at my list over here. I already wrote look up restaurants. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a vendor check-in for the wedding. Lots of things going on right now, but they're all really good things. Okay, I think that we have my week and my day pretty well mapped out. I really wanted to use a lot of color here because it just made me happy. I know we have some stickers. What I could also do is add in a little payday corner because Monday is my payday, which is why I'm focused on a lot of budget related things. And then if you're wondering like the time that I'll be doing all of these, some of them are going to be around this time. Others could be during my lunch if I have time after picking up the dress. And then if I have some time in the morning, something like paying a bill, I tend to do like throughout my workday because I can just like, you know, jump onto my mortgage website, pay the bill. It's not really taking away from it, but it's really important to be mindful of what your day actually looks like and how much you are putting on your plate for the day because you don't want the day to be over and look at your list and be like, wow, I got nothing done because you didn't give yourself the room in your schedule to get those things done. So hopefully this video gave you some ideas about how you can set up your week, set up your day in our daily planner. You can pick up this planner over at cleverfoxplanner.com. If you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please make sure that you are subscribed and you have your notification bell turned on, and please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.